Hey ChatGPT, will you render certain jobs completely obsolete? Go ahead, ask the exact same question from OpenAI's Wonder Boy, and you'd see a pretty ambiguous response in return. ChatGPT admits that the evolving nature of AI will take some new jobs, but in the meanwhile, it'll create new ones too, only allegedly. So, it's almost diabolical that the sudden sophistication of AI learning machines is carving a new age for humankind. And nope, it's not just about the job market anymore. From how we date in our 20s to how we win wars, artificial intelligence is adapting to the newest century quite exponentially. And now, tech leaders are worried. Now, here's the thing. The year 2022 was an awful year for tech firms and startups, as the rising interest rates redirected investment money. Stocks were in shambles, and thousands of people were laid off by big companies like Google. It seemed like the tech sector was entering its new recession that would beat the 2008 financial crisis in its own damn game. But then, something magical happened. At the end of the year, OpenAI restructured the market by introducing ChatGPT to the public. In the blink of an eye, investors began to pour large amounts of money into AI-backed companies that were quickly switching gears to maximize their market share. AI stocks were booming, and the market saw a new surge in efficient and sophisticated computing chips to process large amounts of data in their AI models. The year 2023 would mark ChatGPT's revolutionary 365 days in the tech market. And within that small time frame, technology leaders are rallying to halt AI development for 6 months at least. You heard that right? Many tech CEOs and innovators want investors to burst the AI bubble for the time being. You see, the ChatGPT revolution happened in a whirlwind. Tech experts and analysts hardly got to gauge the long-term impacts of such a remarkable and almost sentient technological tool. As it stands today, OpenAI is under fire for indiscriminately hurting creative industries, academia, low-skilled writing gigs, support staff jobs, and whatnot. It's almost diabolical to see how 11,500 screenwriters from the Writers Guild of America are protesting against pay cuts and non-compensation from streaming platforms. And, in response, showrunners aim at using ChatGPT to write our favorite shows. Don't know about you guys, but AI-generated Westworld is just straight out of a Black Mirror episode, and we don't make the rules. On the other hand, big and rich technological leaders like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are investing heavily in AI designs. For the first time since its inception, Tesla is hoping to finalize its prototype for its Level 5 autonomous vehicle that would surpass its current full self-driving beta. Other than making cars more diabolical iRobot machines, Musk is also readily working on his AI startup. Yet, at the same time, Elon Musk is one of 27,000 tech leaders who want to halt all developments around AI for half a year. In a letter posted in March of 2023, leading tech investors like Tesla CEO and Steve Wozniak urged AI labs to momentarily abandon development on their most powerful systems, so we have a better understanding of the dangers behind the dynamic technology. The effort gained momentum after OpenAI launched its groundbreaking GPT-4, the crown jewel of the company's large language model. Even though the letter is super concise, it speaks volumes about the overall preparedness for AI. The letter says, and we quote, "Powerful AI systems should be developed only once we are confident that their effects will be positive and the risks will be manageable." End quote. However, despite these galvanizing efforts, AI labs aren't taking a step back. For them, it's the 11th hour to capitalize on their investors' money. And in the process, society is losing its character in many dangerous ways. For starters, with new language models, the immediate and durable risks are pretty obvious. Our biggest battle today is with the sanctity of information and its inherent biases. You see, even ChatGPT lies to you. It doesn't have all the facts for you. And since it's driving its responses from big data, it has big tendencies to be unkind to its users. More recently, tech experts figured out that by assigning ChatGPT a role of a man, a journalist, or a Republican, they can easily tweak its responses to be racially stereotypical. So far, big mouths like OpenAI don't have any mechanism to protect their AI designs from the inherent biases of the world. But it's still pretty useful for relatively low-skilled jobs. Sure, GPT-4 can't replace your uber-pricey therapist, but it'll effectively make other jobs obsolete. Paralegals, personal assistants, secretaries, content moderators, and translators will face rapid loss of jobs. Even in times like these, the 1% and their executive buddies are pretty safe, so hurrah, we guess. So far, we've only explored one hot side of AI development. In other peripheries, the conditions are similarly bleak, if not more. On a very micro level, artificial intelligence is fundamentally reshaping our interactions with each other. And nope, we're not just talking about the scary email you got from your professor about you plagiarizing an essay from ChatGPT. Areas like online dating, social media networking, and digital privacy are all the newest slaves to AI now. Believe it or not, more and more dating startups are relying on AI models to help you flirt or keep you occupied if your crush is ghosting you. In doing so, many AI labs are silently replacing human connectiveness with the emptiness and human-like imitation of machines. Right after its release, Snapchat's AI-powered chatbot got a lot of traction for its quirky conversations and decent engagement with users. But apps like CupidBot AI are giving this multiverse of madness a whole new different meaning. Forget about Tinder, Bumble, Grindr, and all those other dating apps on the market. CupidBot AI does everything for you. From mindlessly having conversation with hundreds of matches to analyzing the compatibility rate, the app is pretty sentient when it comes to the dating scene. It only notifies you when it has flirted its way to get you an actual date with an actual person. Yep, this is our bubblegum reality now. But as you might know, everything is fair in love and war, so the other side of evolving AI use is far more disparaging than everything you can imagine. We were already in our epoch of fighting highly asymmetrical hybrid warfare, and now AI has completely changed the battlefield from within. Gone are the days of soldiers and mercenaries operating drones from secluded control spots. In today's age and time, you don't need manpower to deploy non-discriminatory drones that conveniently don't have a guilty conscience of their own. The United Nations calls these machines lethal autonomous weapon systems, or LAWS, an array of warfare that keeps humans out of the loop. Back in 2020, Turkey's Erdogan became the first world leader to use completely autonomous drones, Kargu 2, to open fire in Libya. While this was only a bilateral conflict at hand, the impacts were imminent and bloody. Dubbed as the flying killer robot, Kargu 2 was completely remote in its operation and didn't need any human oversight to neutralize its target. Sure, Turkey maintains that the drone is incapable of going rogue, but more sophisticated tech intervention isn't exactly promising. More and more states are blurring the lines between supervised and fully autonomous weapon systems to fight wars. And if the war in Ukraine is anything to go by, we're going to witness a new era of bloodshed and zero accountability mechanisms. How exactly do you hold a drone system accountable in any war crime tribunal? Plus, these autonomous weapon systems are pretty expensive to develop. In any given warfare, a financially compromised party has already lost the fight, without even loading their guns on the front line. The biggest implication of AI-backed technologies is the endlessness of the design itself. You see, tech experts have no reason to believe that AI systems don't have self-learning and self-adaptation tendencies. They have the biggest weapon in the world right now in their algorithms. And here, we are of course talking about the large amount of data they analyze to sustain their generative powers. Even companies like Meta have no answers for how Facebook's algorithms were quick to teach itself highly bipartisan American politics. Literally, even today, Mark Zuckerberg has no freaking clue. And it doesn't really help that companies like Google and Microsoft aren't paying attention to the regulatory mechanisms for their mighty creations. Since these AI labs are developing the most powerful designs ever, their computing power is off the charts. These machines are so incredibly sophisticated that they have all the right tendencies to overwrite any code possible. Yep, we're talking about AI systems adapting to your country's entire political atmosphere to cast your vote for you. And this is just the beginning of the worst human crisis that would hit modern civilization. Who knew that AI could be this apocalyptic? Found this video insightful? Give it a like and subscribe to our channel for even more.